the offense different in any way against UAB? Not in terms of scheme, but in execution and confidence in running the plays to their full ability.
Well, every week it starts with preparation during practice, and coaches said that we had our best week of preparation. Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday were our best weeks so far. So that probably gave us more confidence in playing on Saturday, like faster, more physical, because we knew our assignments and stuff more.
Was there any coaches don't want to put it on you guys, but was there a sense in the locker room amongst the players that that was a must-win game if the goal of the bowl game was to be achieved?
Yeah, we knew because we had so many opportunities the past 2 weeks, and that we felt like the coaching was all there, but it was all on us because we made turnovers and stuff like that. So we knew that if we did our assignment, then everything else would just fall into place for the rest of the year.
Is there a secret to not turning the ball over?
Not really. It's just taking care of it pretty much and just knowing what you got to do with it.
How have you seen Quez mature in the last few weeks?
Quez he's done amazing lately. He's like Coach Pelini was talking about. He's going through his reads better. He's just adjusting to the game more from a JUCO to a Division I. I feel like the game's maybe a little faster, and he's adapted to it much better.
Coach was talking about, I think he said you guys are the closest group he's ever worked with. I mean, can you speak to that a little bit? How has the road schedule at the beginning of the season helped in that cause?
Well, everybody likes playing at home, obviously. So when you go on the road, you got to be that much more closer as a unit, so you don't fall apart. You don't get discouraged if you lose an away game. 'Cause you know, we're coming back home in a week or two, and we got to perform there even more.
So how close is this team?
Well, for me, from high school, this is probably one of the closest teams because we've faced adversity, and we're bouncing back each week from it. We're getting better and better, closer with it.
Did you guys have any, I don't know, extra celebration because it was a first conference win? Is that something you guys care about, really?
Well, I mean, conference games are always bigger wins for us, but we were just happy because we knew that it was a big game regardless if it was conference or if it was non-conference, because we need those wins if we want to go to a bowl game. And so we didn't celebrate even any more because it was conference. It was just a big milestone game in general for our program and stuff.
This game would be an absolute statement game if won. Is that something that weighs on your guys' mind, that Marshall is a team to beat in this conference?
Mm-hmm. Yesterday meetings, our coach Sims said, this game right here will decide like where your program's going to go the next couple of years or not. That Marshall is one of the better teams in the conference. And then this is a big statement game pretty much. If we win, then this is like going to pave our way for Conference USA these next couple of years.
How grueling was, I guess you're still in it as I mentioned to Coach Pelini, but how grueling was those 5 out of 6 on the road to start? What kind of a toll did that take, emotionally and physically?
Well, I don't know. It's because you're always like you're thinking you always want to play at home and stuff, and then you keep going away, and you're just like, I want to be home already. But then again, it's never about the other team. It's always about what we have to do. And so, at the end of the day, if we just take care of our stuff, we'll be good.
Did you sense anything different after the Middle Tennessee game when you guys had a great offensive performance but came up empty? Was there a different mentality after that loss as compared to the previous one?
Yeah, Middle Tennessee was actually a really big game for our offense because then we knew there was no excuse for us to not put up points anymore. We knew, hey, we can put up points against anybody. Middle Tennessee was a bowl game. They played in a bowl game last year. So like, if we can put up points on a bowl game team, then we can do it against anybody pretty much.
You started so many weeks coming off, just disappointing losses, especially with how well you played. What's it like this week? Like, is it just coming into a week of preparation with that buzz? I mean, it must feel a lot different.
Yeah, it always feels better to get a win. So you don't want to play a game off emotions. So you just want to make sure that you do. Well, we just need to prepare like we did last week. We had the best preparation week all last week, so we just need to repeat that, and then hopefully we'll get the same results from it.
Yeah. What have coaches told you about Marshall's defense? Because most of us peg them as a great offensive team and probably a pretty crappy defensive team, and they're excellent on defense. We were totally wrong. What have the coaches told you? I know you guys haven't gotten to the film yet, but what's the original take back?
They said that they're a fast team, like most teams we play. They're very athletic on defense. and then they always come back to the point that no matter how good the defense is, no matter how good your opponent is, it's always about what we do on offense as a unit, that if we do our job, then we should be able to take on any defense in the nation.
Did you sense that the wide receivers had more room to work and more room to kind of improvise a little bit and get into some of the deeper routes because Quez was able to run the ball better last year?
Yes, Quez's threat to run is always helping us, because then the DBs are always like looking back, making sure he doesn't run the ball, and then they're always thinking, oh well, he can throw the ball deep as well. So it always keeps the DBs on the edge. They don't know what to do.
Is that one of the areas for improvement? There were a couple of deep balls that sailed on a little bit, and you can almost forgive him because he was playing pretty injured. But that's another facet of the game that's yet to be really fully realized with Quez in the game. Is that something you're going to work on?
Yes, that's like one of our biggest emphasis is like on the week is deep balls, and so we always try to work on deep balls after practice. We'll go and catch some post routes or some go routes, and it's all about getting started at the beginning of the game. We have to complete the short passes, and then we'll work our way into the long passes.
What are you guys looking? Are you at all considering this home game? How many people are going to be there?
Like I said, like it doesn't really matter like who we play in front of, how many people, thousands, hundreds. It could be 10 people in the stands. As long as we take care of what we have to do, then we'll be fine.
Would you be disappointed though if nobody was there? Would you be elated if everybody was there?
I mean, it's always good to have a fan base behind you, but if no one shows up, we're still going to play football, play offensive football, defensive football, wherever they put the ball down. It doesn't matter if there's who's there or what.
Sensing at all different spirit among your students after this win, just walking on campus or even on campus?
I mean, today will be our first day of classes, so hopefully we'll get some like attaboys walking around campus, and that always helps you. You know, people are encouraging you and stuff like that. So.
You guys are getting pretty used to playing in front of empty stadiums on the road at least.
Yeah,
Three games it's been. I was able to hear Coach Pelini in the press box.
Yeah.
UAB.
So I mean, yeah. So it doesn't really matter where we play, but
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
that's all.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
What's been the biggest difficulty in transitioning to the defensive side of the ball as someone who hadn't played it exclusively?
I would say knowledge.
Okay.
Definitely, because offense, it came instinctual. I've played it so long that I would know just how to run the routes well, and then just over time, that came with time. So going to defense, it was like starting from scratch, and then coming here, it's not. We don't just play like regular cover 2 or cover 4. It's a more complicated defense under Pelini, which is okay and it's good, and definitely just knowledge.